Item Number, YOS-2808. Object Class, Keter. Containment Procedures. Due to the inability of capturing the subject, the entire area of Site-66 is currently considered YOS-2808's containment area. 4 Foundation personnel are to reside in Site-66 in order to prevent YOS-2808 from transporting to another site facility. All 4 personnel are given gas masks and air fresheners in order to live comfortably with YOS-2808 present, and to not get attacked by YOS-2808 at all times. All 4 personnel are to notify each other if YOS-2808 is near each one of them, and tell them to leave the area. All 4 personnel are given furniture to occupy them when residing within Site-66, and given weekly activities daily. Prior to Incident 2808-01, all YOS anomalies had been removed from Site-66 entirely, and were moved to other nearby facilities. Description: YOS-2808 is a humanoid entity that takes the form of a nude African American male. It is noticeably shorter, about 1.3 meters tall, which identifies it as being the size of an 8-year-old, but it might just be a sign of dwarfism. YOS-2808 can immediately demanifest from any object that completely blocks itself from viewing range, and manifest behind another object hiding it from view, but only if a person is nearby the object. If the person approaches the object in question, YOS-2808 will immediately lunge upwards and face its buttocks at the person, and release flatulence gas directly into them. The gas is extremely toxic, and it will result in death if the person stays in the gas for long periods. Once YOS-2808 has attacked the person, it will demanifest and reappear elsewhere out of view. YOS-2808 was discovered when Drive, Redacted, was farted on by a nude man when testing with YOS Redacted. He reports this to the thesis committee, and Foundation personnel are reminded to look out for any suspicious behavior of a certain nude man. Dr. Redacted was also attacked when she was about to start an interview with POI Redacted. She left the room and told this to the other staff. The researchers had no choice but to send MTF Unit 12, disciplinary actors, to deal with this problem. All members split up to find the nude man. One of the members got attacked by the nude man by farting before they could react. Repulsed by the smell, the member left the room. After 5 hours of searching, 2 more attacks and attempted capture. MTF Unit 12 were unable to capture the man and gave up. After failing to contain the man, 07-1 is given the following request: even though this capturing thing was a failure, it still is advised that you leave it alone for now, despite the attacks you will soon experience. The man is now classified as YOS-2808 and given the Keter designation, and further containment options are to be on hold. Sorry for the inconvenience. Until a containment option could be planned, Site-66 personnel are to not enter any rooms until YOS-2808 is believed to not be present in the room. Addendum 2808-01, how YOS-2808 entered into Site-66 is unknown, but soon, Dr. Redacted has found out that there was a disturbance in the city of Redacted, Massachusetts, and people report that a nude man had broken into their houses and farted on them, and kept hiding somewhere in their house. Police attempted to capture YOS-2808, but they couldn't find him, as they fell victim to his surprise farts. After 2 years of disturbance, YOS-2808 presumably entered Site-66 on Redacted 20 Redacted, and started its behavior around the researchers. The entire town of Redacted was administered with Class A amnestics. Addendum 2808-02, all personnel never attempted to enter each room in Site-66 until they presumed that YOS-2808 was not present, and it was working perfectly. Aside from one researcher who went in too late and was attacked. But there were no more attacks after that. Incident 2808-01, on Redacted 20 Redacted, when Site-66 personnel cautiously entered each room right away in order to see if YOS-2808 was still in the area, there were no signs of the entity. YOS-2808 was inactive prior to staff doing this practice for a couple months, to the point where all Site-66 staff can comfortably get in each room without any problems. That is, until Dr. Redacted heard sounds of loud flatulence in the chambers of multiple YOSs. He grew concerned that a containment breach was imminent, and reported this to the thesis committee. Security footage shows that YOS-2808 was coming into physical contact with multiple YOS items, by stuffing them into its rectum and defecating on them before immediately demanifesting. Prior to this, all staff at Site 66 went into each containment chamber to check on the items. All staff were revolted by the smell of the flatulence gas, and eventually removed the YOS-2808 inflicted items from the chamber. Despite the intense smell, researchers decided to test the DNA of the fecal matter in order to identify YOS-2808. The results show that the feces were not identified as human, nor any other person who lived on Earth. After this, YOS-2808 was re-identified from a human to a humanoid entity. The fecal matter was removed from the YOS items under cleaning protocols and recontained. Addendum 2808-03. Prior to the incident, 07-1 requested all staff of Site 66 leave the facility entirely, while other staff members from different sites look after Site 66. For members named Dr., redacted, Researcher, redacted, Professor, redacted, and Doctor, redacted, were sent to accompany YOS-2808, as leaving it in Site 66 might lead to it demanifesting and manifesting in another Foundation site. All YOSs were removed from Site 66 and relocated to other nearby sites. The 4 site members were given resources and furniture to accompany themselves and remain cautious for any upcoming attacks from YOS-2808. As of Redacted 20 redacted, Site 66 is considered YOS-2808's containment area. Addendum 2808-04, note from Dr. redacted, even though it's unknown why YOS-2808 chose to live in Site 66 for the time being, it is theorized that YOS-2808 might be interested in messing with the staff here at Site 66, and also wanted to mess with their contained items. But since me and the other 3 are trying not to get attacked, and because there are no more anomalous items to mess with, I think it would eventually get bored, and wipe itself from existence forever. If that truly happens, YOS-2808 would be reclassified as neutralized, or if it got tired of staying at Site 66, it will relocate to another site or a distant city, although I really hope that isn't the case. I think maybe we should resort to keeping YOS-2808 busy with other items he should mess with, and not us, in order to at least get some peace. Addendum 2808-5. Note from Researcher, redacted, ugh, this whole keeping 2808 at Site 66 thing is driving me nuts. That little asshole got shit all over my favorite person mug, it made me vomit so much. I really hated this idea from 07-1, as it has driven me to want to dispose of this little nude bitch. I think in order to not worry about it anymore, we should terminate YOS-2808 as much as we try. You may deny my request, but this is the only way I could be at peace, and my stuff won't be tampered with ever again. So make your decision 07-1, I would just kill the nasty bitch anyway. Addendum 2808-6, Dr. redacted, S response by Researcher, redacted, S note, 07-1, I think, redacted, has a point, I think in order to dispose of YOS-2808, he should be terminated. Even though we are supposed to only contain and secure anomalies alive and well, I think that this constant rotten egg smell will come to a stop. You may think that she's being a little concerned for her health, but it's the only way to make us live comfortably and not smell the bad farts ever again. Heck, the anomalous items could come back to Site 66 and be contained again. I assure you that YOS-2808 is not impervious to firearms, and it will stop disappearing and reappearing again if MTF teams find the deed. So keep that in mind. Addendum 2808-7, 071's note to all Site 66 residents, all Site 66 staff, I've heard that you all are preferring to terminate YOS-2808 entirely, we are still thinking about it at the moment, after all, you don't know what else is hiding from 2808. But don't worry, we will think about this decision soon enough. We just need a couple more months to make our decision, so please be patient and thanks for the request. Addendum 2808-8, After receiving the note from 07-1, termination of YOS-2808 is currently pending approval.